What's up, guys?
We're back.
It's been a while since I've sat in this chair, and I'm wearing merch that no one will probably get. But today we're talking about Danmachi, as you've seen by the thumbnail.
Yeah, and this is kind of old news, but we thought we would cover it since, there's a lot
Nothing has happened.
Yeah, nothing's really happened. A lot of things are being shut down. And unfortunately, it's spread to our anime, which we don't like that, but it is what it is, I guess. So even though we got some bearer of bad news, we do have some good news to follow it, so I guess there is that silver lining there. But it's concerning the third season of Danmachi. As you know, the third season was supposed to release in July of this year, so literally probably right around the corner, and now it's not. So this was actually information that was brought to light quite a while ago by one of our subs, so thank you for that, because I probably wouldn't have found out about it so soon until I dived in deeper. But basically, I did look, and there's no confirmed date as of right now, but they're basically just saying that it's going to be probably October or later.
So we're looking at probably either end of this year or early next year.
Yeah, probably what would that be? Fourth quarter or probably late third quarter, fourth quarter, or first or second of next year.
Yeah, and I actually haven't been following the anime industry a lot recently, but I wonder how many other shows have been affected. I'm sure a lot have, because pretty much they can't work.
I think I saw, not like I watched some of these shows, but I think ReZero's second season got delayed. I know Slime got delayed. I think there's been several more that were supposed to come out, but then weren't, which is kind of weird because I feel like a lot of these would be done, but I guess they're just down the line like some of the American shows that we get made here. It's like Rick and Morty, it's just it's like, hey, where did that back half season go? It's gone. It's not coming.
I think it's not that bad for Danmachi, because obviously it's an experienced brand, and it has its fans, but I do feel bad for maybe the first time creators where they're creating an anime or writing something for the first time, where it's going to be delayed, or people aren't going to see it till later, especially if they don't know if it's going to be successful and they can't wait 6 months to get the money.
Especially if they're super high, they've been working on this for months or years. It's oh, really? You gotta wait now? Because I know when we have something excited, we want to get it out, and if we had to wait a year, that would suck. But I guess the only other thing that I would say regarding that is I hope that we get to see the OVA pop up, because I think the OVA was already released in Japan and it was out before all this COVID stuff hit. So I would really like to see that come to the Western one, if they're gonna be another 6 or 8 months. But
yeah, we'll see. We did, obviously we covered the movie recently, and
I bought it.
We've actually been doing a lot of different stuff on the channel. But be sure, as soon as Danmachi comes back and other shows, we will probably be doing more episode by episode, but also just keep you in the news and understanding what, when books are coming out or when other stuff is coming out.
Which, speaking of things that are coming out, this is where we get to the good news. So the good news is that the Freya manga, it's got a really long, it's Familia Myth, episode or Chronicle Freya or whatever, that we didn't have a release date for it when we made our what was it, the be all end all beginner's guide to Danmachi. We didn't have a release date for the US when we made that video, but now we do, and it's looking like it's going to be October 20th. So that's exciting.
Probably what the plan is, and obviously it's going to change, but it'll probably be released similar time frame to Danmachi Season 3 if everything goes well.
Right.
That's probably what they're planning now. Either way, I'm excited. It's new material that we haven't got. We've talked about it a lot, but so we like the Freya Familia probably more. They're probably the second favorite Familia in the show for us, mainly. So we're excited to see that side of things, especially since we haven't seen a lot of them in the more recent books, and I think we've never really gotten an insight on their outlook.
Yeah, and I don't think we've really got much. We know that they've had dealings and have done things in the, I guess, the quote unquote dark era or the dark times of Aurario. So I really hope that this is more set in time frames that we don't have much light on in the Danmachi universe, because that was, I think, one of the big disappointments with the Liu side story, is that they decided to play this it's still happening in the same time frame, so we're jumping around, and I just think it kind of stunts what they're able to go with it. I mean, I guess you can always have flashbacks like they did in like one of the volumes, but I don't know. I'm hoping that this is going to be, I guess even if it is pan out to be something like that, right, it's still going to be probably more exciting or more not as I guess throwaway as Liu's probably was, because we already knew a lot about Liu and like her time at the Bed Mistress, but we don't know that much about Freya. So even if it's taking place in the current timeline, a lot of it probably will be new info.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't really spoilers, but I have a feeling, and I believe it's not completely confirmed, but like the first volume will focus a little bit on the origin of Otter and some of that. So we're probably going to get a lot of more backstory on their familia specifically. And honestly, I would be happy if it ended when like she sees Belle, or like shortly after she sees him.
Yeah,
that would be a cool way to end it.
I think the biggest things I would like to see from this series is obviously how Otter became the strongest. I think that's something where it's kind of like, did he do it from his own accord, or was there something that he did to get him that strong? And two, I think the other big thing is, what is the motive or the fascination with Belle from Freya? I think that's another thing that they could really touch on, because that's probably one of the most like overlining things in the series that they've never really touched on, but there's always an entrance there. So
yeah,
it'd be cool if they kind of not necessarily give it away, because they could save that for the main series, but just kind of tease a little bit more into that.
Yeah, and I think one thing that will be interesting, I don't know where the author's going to go with it, because I think like the general premise, how other it's kind of hard to say, but how other familias view like how Freya's pursuing Belle is like just another thing, that like she always is like this,
right?
So it'll be interesting to see if what she did with Otter is very similar to what's happening with Belle, or if like Belle's unique and from even the other people that she wanted in her familia. Like if she pursued those people as heavily as she has pursued Belle, or if it's kind of a unique experience.
I always felt like there was opportunity to have like an insight to a lot of her familia members, because like you said, there's been mentioning that she's kind of done this before, and it would be nice to see if Belle is just the next iteration of that desire, or if it's something completely unique, because I think seeing the actual, I guess, emotions or just thought process behind her members would be interesting, because they seem like they're pretty loyal or connected to her, out of like the quote unquote like bigger familias that don't really respect their gods. It seems like out of her familia, they all have like an undying loyalty to her, or at least really actually do love her. Whether that's just because she's like, what is the not a love god? I don't remember.
Beauty
god. That she's got that power. Maybe that's part of it. But I would like to see though if they dive in a little bit deeper, if Freya's got this fascination with Belle, how Otter really feels, if he feels like he's being replaced, or if he's just like, this is what my goddess wants, so I'm going to stop at nothing to get it. I'd like to see that dived in a little bit more.
And it would be interesting to see if she, because I think with the other beauty goddess, she's gone, so I don't remember her name.
Oh, Ishtar?
Yeah. It was clear that she was brainwashing them, and that like she used her power to get them and get their loyalty. Right. But I feel like Freya, as far as we don't know, but I think it'd be more interesting if like she doesn't use her power to get those people's loyalty, and she has it for other reasons. I think that would be more interesting.
Which I think they've kind of hinted that that's the case, but still would be kind of cool, because I think even before we got Ishtar familiar, we didn't really know how her power, or like the beauty god's power, worked. But after we saw that confrontation with Ishtar, there was a little bit more insight to like, it's not just like standard brainwashing. It's more just so like, it's like a cap on certain things they can do, but they still have free will in other areas. It's not like they're completely like zombified in that regard. But I would really like to see the focus on that. Now, the other thing too is that Michael just mentioned it a while ago, and it made me think, oh, that's probably not good. Is he said that because this is being released, or at least it has a release date set for October 20th, and the news being that season 3 might release in the October range, that makes me think that that's probably more so just speculation on like the news outlets part. It's probably no like actual soundproof. And I guess I can't really fault them for that because I think when season 2 came out, it was in the same month or the month after the last light novel volume came out. So
yeah, I mean, I think there's some confirmation there. And it's also like, I mean, it's just translations because the source material is already there, whereas, you know, a season's a little bit different. So, I don't know. We'll see. There's hope. I have some hope, at least.
I want to see it sooner than later because, you know, this arc, which I don't know if we want to get into that, but I think the material that they are potentially going to cover in the 3rd season is going to be wow factor. I know we said that for season 2, but
I mean, season 2 was pretty legit.
Yeah, I like the content that they covered in season 2, but season 3, I think, just because Danmachi is one of those stories that constantly like outdoes the last.
That's true.
Or at least builds on it even more to where there's somehow more tension. That regardless of how the previous season went, I'd still be looking forward to it because it's like, oh, even if they fumbled on the last one, like this next one's supposed to be better anyway. So, you know. Yeah. But I don't know. Is there anything else? Last final thoughts you want to cover, Michael?
No, I mean, we're excited for what's the future holds for Danmachi. As far as novel side goes, I'm excited for the new arcs that we'll get. And, you know, one thing you can always rely on is they're good at character development and they're good at art in the show. So I'm excited to see new characters come to life and see new art in general.
That's true.
We'll see how it is.
I was just looking real quick if there was a release date for the English, and nope, it does not have a English release date.
It just came out last year in Japan.
Yeah, we were looking at volume 15 of the light novels, so it looks like still up in the air. I think the Sword Oratorio, when I was gathering info for that one video we did, I think, yeah, I know, not like I care, but when I was looking at info for that, I think that latest volume was coming out in like sometime in the summer or like early fall. So there's still one coming out.
There's hope in 2020. We'll see.
Yep. But anyway, guys, we just thought we'd give you that short little video, kind of a mixture of announcements and speculation on our part. And I guess we'll hopefully see you for the next one. Be sure to leave questions for any rapid fires that we do because we enjoy doing those. It was nice to see at least a couple people post some. So hopefully we'll get to do more of those in the future. But anyway, guys, I guess we'll just say goodbye for now. So later, addicts.
Peace.